Well, right now, as Emily mentioned, Governor Braun and leading lawmakers here in Indiana are weighing whether to call a special session to redraw our congressional districts.
So Dustin has been covering this and he joins us here. And Dustin, we talked with the governor about this last week. We talked to him about redistricting and he said, you know, he wanted to see what Indiana lawmakers thought and if they were interested in it. Is there a majority interest in this right now?
That's the question. The White House and certainly hope so. Remember, Vice President Vance traveled here last week to encourage the state to consider this, to help get more Republicans into Congress. But even some of the most conservative Republican lawmakers here in Indiana are saying, count me out.
It doesn't make sense for Indiana.
State Representative Jim Lucas says Indiana already has a solid Republican foundation.
We have a supermajority in both House and Senate. At State House, we have the governor's office. Every elected state position is held by Republicans. So there's no need to go back in and risk any gains that we may have, that we have made in the past decade plus, to risk picking up maybe one congressional seat.
Lucas isn't alone in publicly pushing back. Becky Cash, who represents Zionsville, responded to a constituent question on Facebook saying, "I do not support redistricting and do not know of any reason why Indiana should." Representative Daniel Lopez of Carmel posted on X, "I've heard from several folks and want to be clear on my position. I am a hard no on potential efforts to redraw electoral maps in Indiana mid-decade." And Mooresville Republican Craig Haggard told us, after speaking with his constituents, "I think we're pretty solid where we are. And right now, I don't see a push or appetite to do it."
Are you hearing from constituents about this?
Some are for, some are against. This is going to be a politically loaded statement. Some people are saying, hey, play the game that the Democrats have been playing and do it. If they were in power, they would probably do something like this. I can't argue against that. But just because somebody else might do something or because we can do something doesn't always mean we should.
And within the last hour, we heard from Republican Senator Spencer Deary, who is also a no. In a statement, he said, "What we are being asked to do goes far beyond the partisan map fights that happen every 10 years across the country. Rationalizing a mid-cycle redistricting by saying, well, Democrats gerrymander too, is an empty and irrelevant excuse." Now, remember, there are 70 Republicans in the House, 40 in the Senate. Our team has reached out to many of them to find out what they're hearing and what they're thinking. Of course, we'll let you know just as soon as we find out.
Yeah, but it is refreshing to have some people at least come out publicly and say, this is where I stand. I'm either for or against.
Yeah.
And that really is what the constituents need to know. I voted for you. Where do you stand?
Yep. And what do the constituents say?
Want.
Yep.
Yeah. Is it in sync?
Right.
Dustin, thank you so much.